It's your perfume in the breeze.
Hi, thanks for joining me here by the pool today. I'm here with the lovely Boone. He might look like a dog, but really he's a fish. And today I have a revolting fragrance to share with you. A real stinker. Okay, so this is a dupe. It is by the house of DUA Fragrances. It is a dupe of I think it's a Boadicea The Victorious fragrance. The name escapes me, but I'll make sure to write it down. The bottle is very nice. I like their designs. I love the Arabic aesthetic with their lovely calligraphy. Yes, they're not expensive bottles. The cap is light as a feather. But the bottles themselves look perfectly reasonable. The juice, you can see just from looking at it how thick, concentrated it is. I don't know how you can see that in the camera, but it has these wisps of strength in there. Now, normally that would be a delight, but this is one fragrance that I cannot wrap. I can't make it work. I can't do it. I can't make it work on myself, someone else, the ceiling fan, the dog. I just don't see what I'm supposed to enjoy about this fragrance, because it's kind of disgusting. Now, DUA fragrances make, on the whole, very good dupes of much more expensive fragrances. And I feel that if you don't have the means... Are you okay, doggy? Aye! If you don't have the... spraying. If you don't have the means to spend thousands of dollars on, or hundreds of dollars on fine fragrance, I think it's a shame to miss out on those beautiful experiences. So I don't necessarily always have a problem with houses such as this. But that's a very complicated issue that I go back and forth on, and that's for another video. Anyway, the point I was going to make was actually that one of the things that makes the DUA fragrances different from the fragrances that they are inspired by or that they seek to emulate is the concentration, and you get extraordinary value for money with your DUA fragrances because they are so heavily concentrated. But that is not necessarily ideal because it kind of tips the balance of the composition in ways that can be less than ideal. It can make the fragrance extremely dense, it can make it slightly overwhelming and less diffuse. So if you do get a DUA fragrance, go easy on the sprays. And also, the sprays themselves, the Atomizer is extremely generous. One spray uses a lot of juice. It really atomizes very, very generously. Now, without further ado, I'm going to share with you my thoughts on the fragrance itself. Yuck. Yuck, yuck. This just makes me really unhappy. It just smells like 4 different things on top of each other, all of which I find very unpleasant, which are all in disagreement with each other. They're not combining, if they were a choir, they're not singing together, they are all horribly out of tune. There is this strange powdery aspect that's very ladylike, and I have a violet-y, I guess, that has no appeal to me. It has this disgusting patchouli. Now, there are some processes that can be done to patchouli oil to separate certain constituents of the oil, and thus removing or refining certain aspects of the fragrance. I have had the fortune to smell from an aroma chemicals company, a few different kind of generations of the processing, of the different processes that can happen to the oil. And I find patchouli, unrefined patchouli, revolting. It smells dirty, it smells like hippies, it smells like unwashed stoners, and it's just, I don't find it pleasant at all. I know there's people who love it, but unrefined, yuck. However, once it starts to go through the process of refinement, it just becomes, it can become so beautiful. It can smell like the color purple, or majesty and mysticism, and it has some absolutely astonishing, beautiful applications. It really does. Even if you don't like patchouli oil, patchouli as a refined component in a fragrance can just be magical. In this, is it magical? No, it's disgusting. It smells dirty, it smells filthy, it smells unwashed, it smells unclean. It's just nasty. But I tell you what, I am going to spray some on one of these little, I'll show you this, a beautiful box full of blotters. I'm going to spray a little bit and see if it smells any differently right now out here by the pool, sprayed. Blah, it's even worse. There are really only 3 fragrances that I've ever come across that I have found truly abhorrent. There was one, actually I can't remember the name of it, it was by Boadicea The Victorious, which is one of my absolute favourite houses. Absolute favourite houses. I wish not to besmirch them. I fully recommend you check them out because they're absolutely fantastic. But they had this one fragrance that was just ambergris, rose and something else that was stomach-churningly horrible. Isamiaki Put On is rotten, putrid, noxious, really, really, ugh. And unfortunately, this is so horrible. And unfortunately, Isamiaki is a favourite of one of my family members, so I have had to endure it much more than ever I would like to. Now, this is probably on a par easily with the Isamiaki fragrance. Horrible. Horrible, 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 horrible. It smells like decay. It smells like a gardening glove that got damp and got left in a shed. It smells like the handle of a rake. It smells like opening the container of something that's been in the fridge that you forgot about that has since turned to mold. It smells like someone else's child that you really don't like. It smells like a dog's wet, like a wet dog. It tingles and tickles in my nose and right at the back of my throat. I cannot imagine why anyone would want to smell like this. And if I pass someone in the street, or if someone sat next to me on a bus, or on a train, on a tram, if someone sat next to me wearing this, I would want to change seats. That being said, there is if somebody were to wear this extremely delicately, like if somebody sprayed half a spray and walked into it, even that would be too much. If you had I think it would smell much nicer on a darker skin than on a pale skin. I don't know why, but I think that might somehow... It might somehow change it. It might somehow change... It might somehow change it. There is the... Like 1% of this is pleasant. Like I can imagine how it could be pleasant on somebody else. But I don't know what to do with this. I tried spraying it in my car, on my seats, and it was, yuck. I tried spraying it on the ceiling fan to scent the room, yuck, bad idea. I've tried spraying it onto bakhur, to revive bakhur, that was disgusting. I've tried to use it on my dog's tail after he's had a bath. This is disgusting. This is disgusting. And if you share my tastes, you will agree. And if you do not like my taste, then you might really enjoy this. Vomitous. Yuck. Okay, well, now, I work for a company sometimes, so I do some work for a company called Zhivago Fragrances. They are nothing like this. They make timelessly beautiful fragrances, very clearly male fragrances and female fragrances. The female ones especially are beautiful, timeless beauty is really one of the major ethoses behind their design. The bottles are stunning, and they smell very refined, very sophisticated, very delicate, very classically beautiful, like an oil painting. There's a few different fragrances in that range, and if you are looking for beautiful fragrances rather than a disgusting stinker like this, then you should check it out. There's a discount code here in the box. If you've enjoyed this video, feel free to press like. If you'd like to see more of me, press subscribe, and if you have anything to share, I would be very pleased to read your comments. So again, thank you for joining Boone and I here by the pool, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. Bye!